I'm going to record a video on ecology, and that will be called Ecology Series number 1 for the first 14 minutes. Other recordings will come, and let's begin. Ecology. Of course, I would like us to first of all introduce this topic, this unit or subject of ecology by understanding what it means. Now, the term ecology comes from two Greek words. The first word is echo, and the second Greek word is logos. The Greek word echo means home. It means home or a place where you live, a place where a plant lives, a place where an animal lives, or where you, a human, lives. That is your home, echo. The second Greek word is logos, which means study of. Or we could say it means knowledge of. And when we combine the two terms, echo and logos, we get a branch of biology known as ecology. And we want now to define the term ecology. From these two terms and their meanings, which I've given you, we can define ecology as the study of homes of living organisms. Or we could say it is the study of organisms in relation to their environment. Ecology deals with the study of organisms in relation to their environment, which we are going to try. The term ecology, therefore, means the study of organisms in relation to their environment. Now, we do not have only one definition of ecology. We have more definitions of ecology depending on different authors. But of interest, I'm going to choose the most notable authors who have explained what the term ecology means. For example, Ernest Haeckel. Ernest Haeckel defined ecology as the science or the study of the processes, the study of the factors which determine the distribution and abundance of organisms. The study, the scientific study of the processes, the scientific study of the factors which determine the abundance and distribution of living organisms is ecology. He defined ecology as the scientific study of interactions that determine the distribution and abundance of organisms. Now, this definition of the term ecology, the scientific study of interactions which determine the distribution and abundance of organisms, is also given by a scientist called Krebs. So they came to this definition or to this conclusion in the year 1985, which is why we can say Krebs 1985 defines ecology as the scientific study of interactions which determine the distribution and abundance of living organisms in their environment. Now, an important term which comes out of the definition of ecology is the concept of interactions. The concept of interactions. That is important for an ecologist to understand the term interactions. Now, we can define this term interactions as also interrelationships. So interactions are interrelationships. Or we could call interactions, we could call them interconnectedness. Interconnectedness. In this case, interconnectedness means that the different living organisms in an environment depend on one another for survival, for the distribution, and also for the abundance. For example, animals we call herbivorous animals obtain their food from plants. But what we call carnivorous animals also obtain their food from herbivores or herbivorous animals. But you will find other small organisms which we call decomposers, such as the bacteria, which are microorganisms we find in soil, we find in water. Those bacteria, they feed on bodies of of dead plants and dead animals, thereby bringing about decay or decomposition. So you'll find the bacteria eating uh, dead animals, you'll find the fungi eating dead plants, and in the process of feeding on the dead plants and dead animals, those decomposers, the fungi and bacteria, bring about what we call a decay or decomposition or rotting of the bodies of those plants. And when the bodies rot, when the dead bodies rot or decay, they break down, they decompose. And the nutrients or the elements in those dead plants and animals are unlocked and they return back to the ecosystem. They return back to soil or to water or anywhere where decomposition is taking place so that they can be recycled and get reused by other living plants and animals. So that kind of interdependence or interconnectedness, which will determine the distribution, the activities, and the abundance of organisms in an environment together make up what we call interactions. So we have different forms of interactions in an ecosystem. It could be through a food web, or through a food chain, or through what we call nutrient recycling, or what we call biogeochemical cycling of materials. So that is the term which we call interaction. Uh-huh. A specialist, a person who specializes in the science of ecology, is called an ecologist. So an ecologist is a biologist. A biologist specialized in ecological studies, or a biologist specialized in ecological research. A biologist specialized in ecological research is called an ecologist. And now, uh, because of time, we are going to talk about other ecological terminologies, but I'm going to stop here for a while, so that in the next lecture, I give you the meaning of the different terminologies and concepts that we use in the science of ecology. But today, I just wanted to introduce the subject to all of you, so that when we begin looking at it, we will go into the details of what is involved in ecological studies. Thank you very much. Enjoy this series. This is Ecology series number 1 by John Bukenya, a lecturer of biological sciences from Makerere University main campus. Thank you very much.